Hello everyone. My name is Dina Assem. I'm an assistant lecturer in international human resources at the British University in Egypt. Excuse my voice, I just lost it yesterday somehow. So I hope you hear me quite well. So
Yes, we
today,
do.
great. Today I'm introducing the impact of trait mindfulness on employees' responses towards change. And I studied such a relationship through a quantitative case study of capital lights for electrics in Egypt. I'd like to start with a small background about the introduction of the research. So, in a complex work environment, trait mindfulness utilizes self awareness and recognition to reasonably perceive surrounding events and actions. In contrast, employees' responses towards change establishes a sustainable change process or initiative. Whenever we are trying to establish a change inside the businesses, we need the positive attitudes of employees towards change. Therefore, managers need to foster positive attitudes towards change initiatives and try to hinder negative ones. One significant ability is the trait of mindfulness, which can be utilized to raise the acceptance and institutionalization of the change process. Therefore, the current research aim is investigating the impact of trait mindfulness on employees' responses towards change. The current research has both theoretical and practical contribution. So theoretically, the research will introduce a trendy theoretical concept with a redefined theory of change that is limited in implementation. On the practical level, the research will develop a typology that would help small businesses promote change initiatives with a high acceptance rate and positive behavioral support of their employees. Trait mindfulness will be investigated to work as a tool in hindering negative attitudes towards change in businesses, and employees' responses to change will result from training and effective utilization of the trait mindfulness. The research context will explore such impact of such association in capital lights for electrics in Egypt, and this is a small private enterprise in the electrical sector in Egypt. So the research objective is divided into two main objectives. The first one is to determine the relationship between trait mindfulness and the employee's responses towards change. And of course, the second one is developing a typology for small businesses on how their managers can utilize mindfulness to foster positive attitudes and hinder negative ones. I will not go into details about the literature review. I'll just give you a small hint about the models that I used in the research. So regarding the employees' responses towards change, which was the dependent variable, um, we focused on the Stensker 8L 2002 model of employee responses towards change, which categorizes responses or reactions into 6 dimensions. We have the taking charge of change that includes all employees who tend to lead the change initiation and ensure its successful implementation. It includes people who are loyally implementing change. They are committed to change initiatives without questioning and implementing change effectively. We have the bend over, here comes again Buhika attitude that includes all employees who distance themselves for the change process and make a minimal effort towards change initiatives. We have the paralysis with all employees who ignore the change initiative and stop making efforts at all. And at the end of the spectrum, we have the exiting the organization behavior, where employees who feel unsatisfied about the change, they tend to choose another organization that suits their preferences or the standard that they are used to. And at the end, we have the sabotaging the change initiative, which includes all employees who actively resist change by influencing people to resist the change with them or by making fun of the change initiative. On the other hand, the trait mindfulness was investigated through the 5-facet model of mindfulness, and Mindfulness is a personality trait that has 5 dimensions that describes a person with high level of mindfulness. We have the observation ability, which is the focus on ongoing events with full awareness and attention. We have the describing ability, which helps people to describe current events in words. The ability of acting with awareness to attend events and experience the present moment, and the ability of non-judging and non-reactivity, which are the ability of attending events without judging self or others, and the ability to respond quickly and instantly towards internal and external stressors. I will highlight how trait mindfulness is impacting employees' responses towards change in a bit. So, employees' responses towards change are statements shaped by attitudes about what change means. Due to the impact of various factors on the concept, there is a massive need to explore factors that might manipulate it. In any change process, individuals might exhibit various reactions, and managers should reflect upon factors that might help foster change. Research indicated that personality trait is one of the major significant factors that can shape attitude. Therefore, the current research actually distributed towards employees' responses towards change in two categories: the positive responses and negative ones. Positive responses include attitudes such as taking charge, loyally implementing change, and buhika, while negative responses include attitudes of paralysis, exiting the organization, and sabotaging. Based on the previous literature, two alternative hypotheses were derived from testing the relationship. H1 is stating that there is a significant positive relationship between trait mindfulness and positive employees' responses towards change. And H2 is stating that there is a significant negative relationship between trait mindfulness and negative employees' responses towards change. As for the methodology,